What's up, what's up, what's up, killers? How are y'all doing? Nice to see you. Thank you for checking out the live stream. We are kicking it in the house. I'm happy to see you. Really glad you're here. Okay, first and foremost, please remember to hit the like button. Also, subscribe and
What's up,
don't
killers?
forget.
How are
Oh,
y'all doing? Nice to see
give me
you.
one
Thank you for
second
checking
here.
out the live stream. We are
Gotcha. Okay, don't forget to also interact in the chat. If you interact in the chat, it's going to make this thing a whole lot of fun. And I'm talking about more fun than you think it could be, because I am a trained improviser and I have been doing comedy for a long time. So if you put something in there, man, I'm going to react to it. You're going to be able to just get off on your own words. So this is good stuff. All right, so this is my fifth maybe live stream that I've done here on YouTube. I actually love the live streaming format. It's so fun. It's alive. It's literally a live stream. So this is going to be really great because today is actually it's day 2 of the 90-day self-improvement program challenge. What is this 90-day program all about? If you watched the live stream from yesterday, you already know. If you did, I'm going to repeat it for everybody who is tuning in for the very first time. So, for the next 90 days, I have issued a challenge to everyone who would like to accept it. The challenge is to go, at minimum, you can add more to this challenge. At minimum, no fap. 90-day no fap challenge. Are you scared? Are you scared yet? Good. I'm glad you are a heroic, brave, courageous person, because it's not going to be easy. I just took a big gulp. I just went, 90 days, no fap. Uh-oh. I've never done 90 days. I've never done 25 days. My longest is 24 days. So this is going to be, it's going to be cray-cray, because I'm going to have to go triple up on them, son. Triple up on them, yo. So this is just part of the 90-day challenge. That's a minimum thing. I have not had a drink of alcohol in over 2 weeks. I have not smoked pot since December 1st, 2019. So I have been building up a few of these things that I like to call a W, a win. And I got enough momentum now that I figure I can take on this challenge. That is why I've started this. Also, we are in quarantine, my friend. I don't know where you live, and I don't know when you're watching this. This is not an evergreen thing. This live stream here, it's April 13th. It's Monday, April 13th, 2020. And I have been up in the crib. This is week 5 of the quarantine. We're staying in the house. So now a lot of people are they're going mentally ill. They're getting depressed. They're getting restless. They're getting stir crazy. I think this can be an opportunity to become better. And when we leave this shelter in place thing, whether it's in late May, early June, July, who knows? It's going to take some time to flatten that curve. We can leave our crib a better person than when we went in. So I'm planning on doing this over the next 90 days. I'm looking at it like it's a training camp. If you were a martial artist or a boxer, you would go into training camp and you would have a fight. It would be, let's say, 12 weeks away. That's fair. That's 90 days, right? 12 weeks, give or take, 30 days in a month, right? Yeah, 30 days in a month, 3 months, 12 weeks or so. So that's why I built it like that. So you can kind of wrap your head around this thing. You're going to be finished with this 90-day challenge, and you are going to be ready to take on the next big thing. This is a process based activity. So excited. So, when we talk about planning our 90-day self improvement program, we have to think about what we want in the end. What is our goal? We have to think about the goal in mind. And then what we'll do is we will reverse engineer everything so that we can achieve or get as close to that goal by the end of the challenge. That's how we do it. That's how we do it, friend. So I got a little pad here. I got a pad. I got a pen. I got my bone broth. I actually spilled a little bit of it. I got my bone broth here. I'm not doing a bone broth fast today like I said I would have liked to have done. I had a terrible night's sleep. Last night I was drinking Monster energy drinks at like 7:30 when I was doing the live stream. I could not sleep. So, oh, this is pretty good. That's pretty good. So I woke up this morning. I ended up getting about 3 hours of sleep, and I got some oatmeal. I ate some oatmeal. So not doing the bone broth fast today, but I am doing a little bit of bone broth and eating healthy. Today's my rest day. Just so you know. So I want to just be honest with you about everything. I want to be clear and honest. And when we say this no fap thing, this is on you. You don't have to do this. You can create this 90-day challenge any way you like. But it's April 13th today, and we're going to see what is 90 days from today. What day is it going to be? It's going to be July 12th, 2020. July 12th, 2020. Woo-wee! That's going to be a little while. That's going to be a little while. But you can be a completely improved person in 90 days. And as a matter of fact, it's actually only 89 days from today. That's cool, right? So, what do we want? What do we want at the end of this 90 days? I will start off by saying one thing. I want to be lighter. I want to be lighter. I want to weigh less. I want to have less body fat, is what I really mean. So I'm writing it down. I want to be lighter. I want to have less body fat. I write it down on paper. When you sit down with a pen and pad and you commit to writing things down, it becomes so much more real. You are so much more connected to the activity. And it's very important to make these steps. It's much more committed than just keeping it in your mind. It's now become something that's solid and it's tangible. Somebody could see me say this. Somebody could see me have written this and say, "Did you write this?" And I say, "Yeah." And they say, "What's that about?" And now it's really out there in the world. I'm putting this on YouTube, and that's really putting the onus on me to be a man of my word, a person of my word. I talk about being impeccable with our word. That's something that is from the Four Agreements, written by Don Miguel Ruiz. It's an excellent book, but being impeccable with your word is speaking your truth, being honest, not saying negative things about yourself, not using words to diminish yourself. So I write these things down for that reason. So I know that on July 12th, I want to be physically lighter. I want to have less body fat. What else do I want to do? How will I get there? Well, I'll go back to that. That's just one thing that I want. What else do I want by July 12th? You know what I want? I want I have 136 YouTube subscribers right now. 136. By July 12th, that's 90 days from now. I want I want 100 more. You know what? If I have 136 now, I'd have 236 in 90 days. I want 250 YouTube subscribers. I want 250 YouTube subscribers. That's what I want. I'm thinking about what I want. I'm writing it down. It doesn't mean I'm going to get it. It means it's what I'm working towards. I'm aiming for this and I'm going to plan to achieve this goal. I'd like to run a half marathon. I would like to run a half marathon. That is just coming from my heart. That didn't come from my head. When I said I'd like to run a half marathon, it came from my heart. Run a half marathon. That's cool. That's cool. If I can't run a half marathon because there are no half marathons to be run in a organized race, I will run a half marathon on my own or with a friend. I will run 13.1 miles. So it doesn't mean it can't be done if there's no event taking place. If there's no Road Runner Sports Half Marathon, Baltimore Classic. That's not happening. I can still just run a certain course in my community and I can get my 13.1 miles that way. All right, what else do I want to do? I want 250 YouTube subscribers. I want to set up an online. I want to start making money online. I want to start making money online. That's what I want. Making money online. So far, I got by July 12th, 2020, I want to be lighter. I want to have less body fat. I want 250 YouTube subscribers. I want to run a half marathon. I want to make money online. This is all good. This is all good stuff. This is all possible stuff. You know what? What else do I want? What else do I want? Thinking about these things is getting me to think about more things that I want. I want to I want to have my car. I have a car. I want that car sold. I want that car sold. I want money for that car. I have a there's two vehicles that I have possession of. And one of them I have got the deed to it. I've paid it off a long time ago. It's costing me money to own it. I need to get rid of it. I'm selling that car. Selling that car. And I'm going to use that money to finance the next big step for me. 90 days. Wow. There's so much more that can be added to this. So much more. I want and I'm saying I'm going to create a I, I can say whatever I want. That's the thing. I'm going to I'm going to have a completed 1 hour stand-up comedy special. Doesn't mean I'm going to perform it just yet, but I'm going to have it all laid out. This is going to be a 60-minute stand-up comedy special. Got it. Okay. And I feel like I can do more. I've written a few things down. I feel like I can still do more. I do. I want an agent. I want an agent. I want an agent. Like an entertainment agent. Cool. Cool. All right, that should be good to go right there. That should be good to go. I've actually been going off and putting that together. Ooh, sorry about that. Sounds annoying. I Let me go ahead and let me check in the live stream, see what's going on in there. Cool. Yo, what's up? I'm gonna get in on that 90-day challenge. What are the top things people should work on addressing during this time? Okay, great. Great. Hey, thanks for actually hopping into that live chat right there. Totally appreciate you hopping into the live chat. That means a lot. Uh, if you're also out there, don't forget to hit the like button, and also don't forget to subscribe while you're checking out the live stream right here. So, what are the top things people should work on addressing during this time? So, one of the things that you really want to work on addressing during this time is you want to start with the basics. The very most simple things that you can do are going to make the biggest, biggest changes in your life. When you can start doing the simple things, then you're going to notice major benefits in other aspects. So, one of the most simple things that I'm going to recommend is you're going to want to get your diet under control. That's one of the first things that you can do. If you can get the foods that are going into your body in check, it's going to help you because it's a keystone habit. It's a foundational habit. That's what a keystone habit is. It's something that is very specific, and it's very simple a lot of the times, but by doing that one thing, it has a cascading effect. And that cascading effect, sorry about that, I was adjusting the monitor. The cascading effect will it will have a ripple-like quality into the rest of your life. So when you start to change the way that you eat, and you start to, let's say, when you start to change the way that you eat, what's going to happen is then you're going to start to be more mindful of when you're eating, how much you're eating, what types of foods you're eating, your energy levels. And you're going to take into consideration things like planning your meals more. You're going to become a lot more conscious just with that right there. That's one of the things that I would work on addressing. I would work on addressing a I work on addressing an organizational plan. And what I mean by organizational plan is cleaning, keeping your spaces clean, neat, and tidy. Now, I'm not saying that you need to be Mr. Clean. I'm not saying to become a minimalist or go into this Marie Kondo mode where you're getting rid of all your possessions. That's not what I'm saying. Neat and organized. That's what you're trying to do. Now there's a thing that I don't want you to get caught up in, right? Like there are people that are messy that are not lazy. So you see somebody and they have a messy house, a messy car, something like that, right? That does not mean that that person is lazy. That means that they're messy. That's all it means. It doesn't mean more than that. That is an assumption beyond that. So there's a lot of people you'll see. I'm going to use a fictional example from the movie Spider-Man. Remember the Spider-Man film where the best one, not the best one, but one of my favorite ones was the original one with Tobey Maguire. So Tobey Maguire, he's a he's an animal. His house is dirty, and Aunt May is like, "Oh, Peter, your house is dirty," and oh no, Willem Dafoe's character comes in and he goes, "It's kind of a slob." And then I believe that she says that that's a sign of genius. But it's Peter Parker we're talking about. Peter Parker is living a double life. He's Spider Man. He's a teenager. He's trying to get a job at like the Daily Bugle or whatever as a photographer. He's trying to be in a relationship. He's not lazy. He's not lazy at all. He's just He's he's simply he's simply messy because he's busy. So if you can start to organize, hey, everybody out there watching right now, please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. And thank you for being in the taking an opportunity to watch this. And also, please drop into the chat any questions you have on anything like that. So when you're looking at trying to be successful and planning your 90 days, you want to make sure that you are organized, because when you can start to get that organizational rhythm and workflow going on, then what you're going to do is you're going to start to become more optimal. It's going to become easier for you to do simple things. When you finish your workout, you're going to get back home and you're going to be tired. So what you want to do is you want to just take your clothes off, throw them on the ground, hop in the shower, take a shower. Boom. And then you got these dirty clothes right there. Get out of the shower, like, man, I'll get them later. Then you want to go start cooking some food because you're like, you need to eat, you need to refuel, right? Next thing you know, your wet, sweaty clothes have been sitting there for a while. When you start to make little habits of, I get back home, I take my gear off, I throw it in the shower, I hang it up immediately. And then while I'm doing that, maybe I turn the water on in the shower first. I get the water going. So then by the time I get back to the shower, it's warm enough for me to hop right in. So you do something like that, or like as I said, when you start planning your meals and start becoming more conscious of your food, then you can have a meal prepared post workout. So when you get back, you're ready to slide right into that. So that's what I put these headphones in, and I set up a subliminal rhythm that I would listen to optimize whatever I'm working towards. So I don't just go lay down and just pass out. I lay down in a very methodical way, and I put myself into a meditative state so that I can have an enhanced rest. That's what I'm doing. I've planned this out so that I can get the most out of myself while I'm going into my sleep state. Whoever's watching right now, hit the like button for me and drop a question into the chat. Don't forget to subscribe. You are awesome. I definitely appreciate you popping in here and checking this out. So let's see what we got here. So those are just some of the simple things that you can do. If you don't have, oh gosh. So the binaural beats is good for your mental health. One of the big things that I want you to think about too is I want you to think about meditation and stretching. A lot of times we hold a lot of tension in our bodies. And if you were to become looser and relieve that muscular tension and that stress that's in your muscle tissues, you would literally feel lighter. You would physically feel lighter, and that would have a actual effect on your mood and your disposition, the way that you treat other people, and then the way that they treat you in return. So by stretching regularly, that can open you up not only physically, but spiritually. It's it sounds so cliche and frou-frou. It's like, just stretch, just breathe. It's not so simple. It's very valuable, and it's overlooked. I do not stretch nearly as much as I should. And there's this great, great athlete. His name's David Goggins. He's not only an athlete, he's a motivational speaker, he's a former Marine, he's an ultra marathoner. He stretches for 2.5 to 3 hours every night. He says he's been stretching for years. I don't think he's missed this day of stretching in 5 years. Now, this is the thing. That's a lot. That's a lot. We're not going to lie. He said he never stretched. He never stretched in the past, and his body was so tight he was becoming like this rigid piece of wood. There's actually a fighter named Dan Henderson. They call him Hendo. He he was like the least flexible fighter of all time. This is what Chael Sonnen says. He had like no range of motion, right? But he had a lot of power. Apparently, if you'll notice in like some sports, these guys that don't have great range, they actually tend to have a lot of power. I guess they're really just tight, and it's just like, ha! If I just hit you with just this one thing, it's gonna rock you. But that's not the way to be. So you you see, David Goggins was never stretching, and he was getting himself into these bad situations, like where you would develop plantar fasciitis. You can actually develop you can shrink yourself in a way. Have you ever done yoga like days and days in a row? You'll start to feel taller. You'll walk more erect. You'll not what you're thinking. You'll walk more erect. You'll have a better posture. People will look at you. You'll look leaner. This Jim Norton, famous stand-up comedian, he said that he loves the yoga body of a woman because it seems like they have an elongated thorax, like the midsection of an insect. He's nobody says thorax. Come on, but that's something that you get from stretching, and it's very it's got a very statuesque look to it. Who doesn't want to look like Uma Thurman, right? Okay, so that was the first thing that we were going to be talking about was the 90 days of the improvement program. So remember, just to reiterate, I'm going to lose body fat. I'm going to get myself an agent. I'm going to have at least 250 YouTube subscribers on my channel. I'm going to run a half marathon. I'm going to have a money making business online. I'm going to sell my car and get some money for that. And I'm going to have a 60-minute stand-up comedy special completed and ready to perform. This is in 90 days. This is all doable. So this is great. That's mine. Now this is what my plans are. I'm going to elaborate on that, and I'm going to extrapolate on that when between now and the next live stream. So that's the first thing that I was going to cover in our live stream today. The next thing I'm going to be talking about. Well, if you have any, does anybody have any questions? If you have any questions, drop those into the live stream chat now. And now I'm going to be talking about answering questions about quitting marijuana, marijuana in general, and also being an entrepreneur. And I don't know if you know what an entrepreneur is. If you don't, tell me what you think it is, right? Go ahead and write that in there. Let's see what you think. Entrepreneur, right? So ridiculous. New words, right? We're making up words here. I'm not making up words. And I'm going to check the Twitter very quickly. So today I'm not running. Yesterday I said that I ran 30 miles over the last 2 weeks. I've actually averaged 30 miles for the last 3 weeks. So I'm proud of that many miles. I could run more, but as I mentioned a moment ago, I really have to do a lot more stretching to be able to run that kind of distance. But that's super important. Today, gosh, I said I was going to not run today. I think I'm going to run anyway. I'm going to run, but then I'm going to focus on stretching. But today, I'm really focused on doing some weights and stretching. Very excited about that. Let me check that live stream, see if anybody had an opportunity to drop anything into it. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to talk about what an entrepreneur is. So an entrepreneur is a entrepreneur who is a creative artist. That is a very interesting intersection of two different mindsets and different outlooks on business as well as life. But they're not as different as you think. The artist is an entrepreneur. And to be an entrepreneur is not a science. It really is an art. There is an art to being an entrepreneur. You have to know business, and you have to be able to take chances. Oh man, take chances. You have to be willing to lose. You have to be able to put yourself out there. So it's very, very, very challenging, very daunting. So the entrepreneur has the most, I think, the one of the most difficult challenges of all, because they have to overcome a lot of their own internal like I want to say cognitive dissonance. So like as an artist, when I was in art school, there was this thing that all these people are like seniors. We're seniors in art school. We paid lots and lots of money to go to a 4-year university to get an art degree, and there would always be this thing where people are like, I don't want to sell out. I don't want to sell out. And like, I had said it too. It's like, dude, we have to sell out. We have to sell out. If we don't sell out, we won't be able to pay off this student loan that we have. We got to be able to make some money here. And there were people that really took to the idea of learning how to sell art and be successful as far as a business person on the art side, the the business side of being an artist, and there was other people that kind of stuck to their, I don't want to, they were like really punk rock about it, and it was not, it didn't, when I heard people say that, I felt it. I felt like I feel you, I feel you, but it was a, it was never, it never worked out. It never really worked out that way. So when I was in art school, there was a few different majors. This is how it works. You go to the university, and you're accepted into the university, and then you get accepted into the School of the Arts. So the School of the Arts is just this giant umbrella, let's call it, right? And the whole first year that you're in art school, what you have to do is you have to develop a portfolio. You have to build a portfolio, prepare it, and then when you're finished preparing this portfolio at the end of your first year, you're going to submit it to all of the majors that you would like to be accepted into. And then from there, you would then, it's like speed dating with art portfolios, I guess. I mean, it's like, I guess that's what it reminds me of now. And then from there, you would pick the one that you felt best about. So with that being said, what you would do is you would have your options. There was graphic design, which is the most popular because that one was, even then in the early 2000s, the most lucrative of all the art fields. There was painting and printmaking, there was crafts, there was sculpture, there was fashion design, there was interior design, and I think that was pretty much it. I think those were all the different majors that you could go into. So I knew for a fact that if you were going to do visual arts, they're all visual arts, mind you. If you were going to do visual arts, that you were going to be able to make money in graphic design, or you were going to be able to make money in crafts. Now, the reason why crafts was a good bet and why I went into crafts was the competition. The competition to get into the graphic design program was so steep. I can't do it. I wasn't that tech savvy at the time, nor am I that tech savvy even now. So I was like, okay, let me just hedge my bets a little bit. So I went ahead and I went for crafts because this is how crafts works. Crafts is the creation of pieces of utilitarian objects that are artistic. That's what crafts is. So you're going to learn how to throw things on a pottery wheel, how to throw a vessel. You're going to learn glass blowing. So you're going to make vessels out of glass. You are going to do metalworking, and then you can make all sorts of jewelry making and things like that. You're going to work in fibers. It was very, very expansive within its own major. That was the other thing that I thought was so exciting about it. Because me, I am I am eclectic. I'm very eclectic, and I like to take a lot of different things and make a gumbo. That's what I love. A jambalaya. That's kind of things that I like. A soup, a stew, a melting pot. I'm a mixed guy. I'm a few different ethnicities all mixed together makes this like light skinned black dude. So I went into crafts because I knew that People are going to need this stuff, and they're not going to just want to get something from Pottery Barn. They're going to want to get something that was made by someone who has some sort of pedigree in the arts because it's got this prestige to it. So that's why I chose to do that. But there were people that were like, I'm going to do painting and printmaking, and then um, I'm going to be a graffiti artist. And I was like, dude, I don't even know, man. I don't even know. I knew a guy who did painting and printmaking, and he focused on illustration. And that was so smart of this guy because he had a style. This is the thing that marks an artist. When they have work and it's good and you always know that it's their work. Sometimes people make things and it looks cool, but it doesn't have any real originality, uniqueness. It doesn't have that extra little thing that it needs. And this guy had that. He became a very successful illustrator. And he was also working on becoming a good writer. So then he started to be a writer illustrator guy. Amazing. He was not a comic book artist. He was the kind of guy who might write a kid's book or something like that. But he was smart. He was thinking about things like that. Being an entrepreneur. I do a lot of social media. I work on Twitter. I work on Twitter and I put in time and I feel a responsibility to be on it regularly. I I I'm kind of like one of those girls on Instagram. I have to put stuff up on Twitter. I use it as a resume in a way. You have to take these things and you have to allow yourself to be part of the process. See, this is the problem with a lot of artists. They don't do these pieces that are so key to actually helping them with their brand. I know a lot of comedians. I'm a comedian. I know a lot of comedians, they don't got a Twitter and they only have a Facebook or they have an Instagram and they don't do anything on their Instagram. I write jokes. I put the joke on Twitter. Put the joke on Twitter, and then if people laugh at it, and what I mean by laugh at it is they like it, it gets a bunch of likes, then take that and then put that into your stand-up comedy act. You're using Twitter as a proving ground for your material. It's free. I don't have to be going out to open mics all the time. I can write many jokes and put them on. And then when people are on Twitter, they're like, this guy is funny. And I can also, for example, when I put this out, I'm tweeting 2-3 times before I put this thing out that I'm going to be doing a live stream. So I start to do this, and then what happens is I start to develop a following. People start to see, man, this guy's always putting out jokes. And after a while, they start to see that you have a style. They see that you have a style. If you are consistently showing up, it will have an effect. It will have an effect. The point is, these artists, these entrepreneurs, they're not taking the opportunity to use the tools that are at their disposal. You have to use the tools available to you. This is a great book. It's called Born Standing Up. It's an autobiography. It's Steve Martin's autobiography. I'm sure you're familiar with Steve Martin, great comedian. In it, he was talking about advice he had gotten from a more established comedian regarding making it. And the comedian said to Steve Martin, he said, when you are about to make it, you'll be using everything that you have. Every aspect of everything that you have, you'll be like coalescing it all together into one thing. And that will be uniquely you. That will then be what makes you, let's say, Steve Martin. Everything has to come together. So when you are out there and you're just doing, I'm just doing the run, I'm coming back, I'm not stretching, I'm leaving my dirty clothes on the ground, I'm not picking them up, I'm not hanging them up and letting them dry out. I'm not doing all these other things. I'm not watching my diet. I'm not making sure that I'm getting enough sleep. I'm not I'm not painting a picture and then taking a picture of it and then putting it on my Instagram and then having a link back to my website. I'm not doing these things. When you're not doing those things, you're not giving yourself the opportunity to win. Arnold Schwarzenegger, great success story. He's from Austria. He came to the United States of America, didn't speak English. He ends up well, becoming the governor of California, becoming a movie star, an international movie star, and becoming I believe he was Mr. Olympia 8 times, 7 or 8 times. So that's amazing, first and foremost. Arnold Schwarzenegger does all of this stuff. He he said that he would not waste a moment of time in his day. He would use every single moment of every single day to get done what he was trying to get done. He wouldn't leave any stone unturned. He put everything into everything. If you're one of the viewers here checking it out, please make sure to hit the like button and also subscribe, and you can keep up with all of my stuff. I appreciate you checking it out. So you have to take everything that you have. That's comedy, a little bit of comedy in there. That's being an entrepreneur. Yeah, I did improv comedy. I still do. I've been doing improv comedy since 2006. I've never stopped doing improv comedy. If we were thinking about things like if they were a martial art, I've never stopped doing improv comedy. It is a martial art to me. So I've never put that down, and that has had so much of a positive effect on me as a speaker, as a stand-up comedian, as a YouTuber, as a podcaster. It's super helpful, and that is something that you have to take these things and you have to stick with them. You have to use them. You have to fold them over like a samurai sword. You have to put them together, and then they will become what you're looking for. But you have to try to just be unique and honest and let everything flow together. Okay, so now that's being an entrepreneur. Now let's talk a little bit about weed. Right? Let's talk about weed. We're going to go as far as we can with our addictions and crushing those addictions over the next 90 days. So, my goal, my objective. No, well, I've already gone. I've already gone more than 4 months without smoking weed, and now I'm going to attempt to go that much time with no alcohol. The reasons why we're doing these things is because it's just gonna make us better. It's so awesome. I want to tell you about this. This is the craziest story I have right now. So I was listening to somebody else do a live stream, and they were talking about this girl when they were younger. They wanted to ask this girl out, and they never did. They didn't ask her out, and they always thought about it. They thought that, God, man, whatever happened to her? I wish I would have asked her out. And it got me thinking. I was like, dude, I'm going to go online and I'm going to look up this girl when I was in like fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade. This was like when I first started to want to even talk to girls. And I didn't even know how to talk to girls. I wasn't even really interested in girls at the time, but I would like try to sit near her in the cafeteria and be near her on field trips. And I would, it's what got me into comedy. I cracked a joke in class one day and she laughed, and I did like her. And I realized that if she's laughing at something I did, she's gonna like me more. So I figured I'm gonna become the class clown, and I was like a fourth grader, fifth grader. So the teacher would be like, just frustrated. Everybody be quiet. Everybody, I want silence. And then I'd be like, of the lambs, because I'm like 10 and it's like the 90s or something. So then everybody's like, ah. She laughs, and I'm like, I'm winning. Next thing you know, my teacher's like, hey, go stand outside in the hallway alone. So I'm like, yeah, I'm winning. This is what winning looks like, right? But that was my whole thing. So last day of school, we're going to our school buses. I know her phone number and stuff, so I was like, maybe I can like, say, hey, do you want to be my girlfriend? And she'll be like, yeah. And then I could talk to her on the phone, and that's what a relationship was at the time. But I never asked her out. So here, this guy, I I start looking up her her name. I'm going through Facebook, and I'm finding all these people. None of them are her. I know exactly how to spell her name. I know I'm looking up the area where she lived, things like that. So then it pops up. It pops up. Her name pops up, and her picture pops up online. She had killed her boyfriend with a pellet gun and been charged with manslaughter. The girl that I never had the guts to ask out, when I finally was like, let me look this girl up. I looked this girl up. Dude, I don't know what to say, man. She killed her boyfriend. I was like, what is going on? I think I might have got out easy, right? I think I got off easy. Like, what if I she could have killed me, right? Maybe it was my fault. Maybe if I would have asked her out way back in the day, that we would have had this relationship, and she just would have went the other way, and she would have never had, the BB gun and the 16.8 grams of meth. Whoa. This is the thing that made me kind of bummed out, was that she never moved away from the area that I was I was living in when we lived there. Like, like, there's nothing wrong with that, but it wasn't like the best place. It was like, you live in the same county. You know what I mean? It's like, if you live in Fresno and you never leave Fresno, gross. If you're in Fresno and you're hearing this, hey, you can yell at me. Go for it. Hey, what's going on, y'all? What's going on, P Fiddler? What's going on, Spencer? Nice to see you guys. Thanks for checking out checking out the stream. Can you guys please hit the thumbs up button for me? Por favor, hit the thumbs up button. And also, please subscribe if you have not already subscribed. Hit that button for me. Hit the thumbs up. It helps me on YouTube. It makes YouTube's algorithm make me look cooler. It make my Johnson look bigger. It make my Johnson look much, much bigger. What is happening is, when other YouTubers see me, they talk shit behind my back, but in face they kiss ass. These YouTuber, they don't respect. They need to respect me a whole day. Oh shoot. Okay, so we're talking about weed, not smoking weed. All right. I I used to I smoked weed. The first time I ever smoked, I was about 18 years old, and what happened was, I was dating this girl, it was my high school girlfriend, and we went to our manager's house. We used to work at this really crummy dry cleaners, and our manager invited us over, so we go to her house, and she's only like 6 years older than us, maybe max. And then they're smoking weed. They're just smoking out of like a normal bowl, no big deal. Oh, great. Have I heard that VA's governor signed a bill to decriminalize marijuana yesterday? What are my thoughts? Okay, great, great, great. My thoughts are that that's an awesome thing. Decriminalizing marijuana is great. So many people got busted. I got busted for marijuana in Virginia, and I had to do 6 months of alcohol substance abuse probation training. I had to do 6 months of that. And I'll tell you what's the worst part about that. I didn't even have weed with me. All I had was a bowl. I didn't have weed. I had a bowl. And this is the thing about that. My friend asked me like 2 days before if I wanted to borrow it over summer break, because he couldn't bring it back to his house. So he's like, "Hey, do you want to borrow my bowl?" And I was like, "Sure," because it was this really cool little like it was not quite a bong, but it was more than a. It was not a. It wasn't a bubbler, but it wasn't quite an awesome bong. So I was like, "I'll hold on to it," right? So then I go to this spot, and then I got pulled over. What? They cleared everyone's records too for possession charges. Dude, see, that's too little too late for me, man. I already did my time. I already paid for a lawyer and I already got that thing expunged. It's expunged, but the charge is still like the charge is there, but nobody holds that against you, by the way. If they see a marijuana possession of marijuana charge, nobody does shit. Especially if it's like 16 years ago. I'm happy that they're doing that. What they need to do is they need to decriminalize psilocybin mushrooms. That's what they need to do because you can't. Nobody's taking that many mushrooms, and the mushrooms have a. I think they have a medicinal effect. I think the marijuana has a medicinal effect too, but I think that the proclivity of people to abuse mushrooms is nowhere near what it is for weed. You never see like a shroom head, except for Toad from Mario Kart, right? That's the only person. Okay, so this is what I was saying. So I'm at my boss's house, and she gives me the bowl, and I don't even know how to inhale. I just like I can't even do it correctly, so I don't even get high my first time. So what ends up happening is that the girl that I'm dating, she ultimately breaks up with me, and it breaks my heart. Worst part about it was her mom takes me out to dinner after she breaks up with me. She takes me to this restaurant. It's a very nice steak restaurant. It's not like Morton's or something like that, but it's really good. And there's this really hot black waitress, and they had already met this waitress at a earlier time, and they had talked me up to her and set it up so that I would go to the restaurant and that they were gonna make that a thing where then like she could be my new girlfriend. Dude, I I I was it was like one of the few times that I had righteous indignation. I was like, "How dare you think that I'm gonna want to get with this? What's your name? Halle Berry? Whatever. I want that girl that looks like Elvira. I want that girl that looks like Lydia Dietz from Beetlejuice. I want the girl that looks like a suicide girl. That's what I want. I want the pale skinned, black haired eyeliner. What are you like? What are you, a roadie for Good Charlotte? Like I want somebody that looks like that. And I could not get over it. I should have totally just fucked that girl, man. What the fuck, right? God damn it, that was dumb. That was dumb that I did that. So then I got super bummed, right? I was so bummed. My heart was broken. It was oh Jesus. You did? You saw that episode?
Hi, Laura. Did I do that? You got any cheese?
That's fucking Urkel. Stefan Urkel is what I'm talking about. Yeah, so I'm sad, I'm butthurt, I'm lonely. So my buddies, she broke up with me at the end of freshman year. We were doing a long distance relationship, right? So she was in Richmond at the time, going to the art school that I ultimately got into. Like I went to this art school. She was already going there the first year. I went to community college the first year. I built my portfolio to get into the art school, and then I did the other stuff. Ultimately, obviously, I got all my degrees and stuff. So what happens is my buddies had just got back from college. It's now summertime, and I'm about to be a sophomore, and they're about to be sophomores, and they discovered weed. They discovered pot ganja sinsemilla, and they said, "Tim, man, dude, I know you're sad, bro. I know you're sad, bro. Come on over, bro. Come on, bro. We want to smoke weed with you. We want to get you high. We want to get you high." And I was like, "Dude, I smoked weed once before, man. It doesn't work on me." And they're like, "Come on, bro. You don't know about this stuff." And I'm like, "What is it? Is it herb?" And they're like, dude, this is the best swag this side of West Virginia. And I'm like, oh, really? And they're like, yeah, bro, this is the good stuff. This is called swag. And I was like, okay. So then I like take it and I'm like, I'm dying. I dropped to my knee. I was like, what is this, commando weed? And they're like, dude, man, you're good, man. I got high. And the first time I got high, beep boop 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 boop, beep boop boop boop, beep boop boop boop. That's what I didn't know what was going on. I went up to my friend and I was like, dude, it's all about steps and levels, bro. Steps and levels. Let's get. We gotta get high. We gotta get so high that we become pure energy. That's what I was saying to my buddy, and he was like, I don't think we have to do that. I'm not sure about that, Tim. I got I became a pothead because to I was trying to overcome my emotions. Hey, what are you talking about? I nearly did my Kaepernick joke. He knows my material. What? Yeah. But that's the thing is, he's talking about material. Yeah, you definitely check out my stand-up comedy special, guys. I'm gonna. It'll be ready in 90 days. I don't know if I'll have it on a show or anything, but I'll be ready to perform it in 90 days. I've already got the material. So what happened was, I started smoking weed to cover up my emotions because I was so sad. And I just kept doing it even after I got over that girl. Because when you look like me, bitches be on your nuts, you know what I'm saying, son? So, like, it wasn't a thing. But I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. So, I just kept smoking weed. And it actually got to the point where I would not consider dating a girl if she did not smoke weed. If she was not okay with smoking weed, I wouldn't even date her. That was like a that was like it's so weird that like guys don't always have hard lines. And when they do have hard lines, it's usually like, she can't have a belly, bro. I don't date chicks with bellies. It's got to be something like that, or it's like that's pretty much it. Guys are like, the bandwidth of what's acceptable to a dude is so much wider than that of a woman. There are like women that'll be like, if you're less than 5'8", kill yourself. And which sucks because I'm exactly 5'8". So I'm like, well, what if you're 5'8"? If I'm 5'8", can I continue to live, or do I have to just jump headfirst into the rocks? So that's the thing. So guys are just like everything, but it's so odd that I'd be like, yeah, if you're not cool with me blazing the bud, then I can't be with you. And you know what? When you're like in college and whatnot, dude, chicks don't worry about that type of shit. They're not worried about that. So I was able to do it. And then you know what? You get out of college and guess what? You get a job and then you're good to go. If you have a job and you make good money, you got a college degree and you have a real job and you smoke pot, dude, it's gonna take a while before chicks are gonna start to be like, I don't want to be with you. Especially if you don't have your weed out of control. If you're not way like, dude, how fucked up do you have to be on weed for a chick to break up with you because you smoke weed? That it's damn near impossible. Like, I don't know about that. Like, if she meets you and you're a pot smoker, then like, she starts to see like how you operate with weed. You're gonna have to be terrible. You're gonna have to be goddamn terrible. Now, if you're doing, I don't even know, man. I don't even know. I'll tell you this story. I'll tell you like one more story about weed. So, this is back in the day, and I think that it's okay for me to say it now because apparently, I guess the governor said he was decriminalizing it. Yeah, that's awesome. So, I, from time to time, a man may have to sell a little weed in order to get a little free weed. You understand? You go ahead, You meet a guy, you got a connection, you get a big package, you take the package, you break it up, you sell little pieces of it, and then you can keep a little cash, take a girl to the movies, get a little Red Lobster, and you get weed to smoke until the next time you pick up a package. That's how it works. Now you know the game. So kidding. So what happens is I have too much weed for me to say out loud online even, and I'm driving back to my house. I had to go like out in the country to get it, and now I'm going back. I lived in this city. I lived in Richmond, and I'm driving, and there's a stale yellow light, and there's a car in front of me, and it's ahead of me, and that light is yellow, bro. It has been yellow since I seen it. There's another car, and it's approaching the intersection. The light turns red. The car in front of me keeps going through the intersection. I'm like, oh fuck. This other car is proceeding through because they have a green light. Boom! One car spins around. The car that was just doing its own thing, that had the right of way, starts spinning around. It's an old Cadillac with an old black man, old black woman in there. They are like getting jostled. And this other car pulls off to the side of the road. It pulls off to the side of the road. It starts going down into a ditch. And then these two dudes. My car, I've almost slowed to a crawl. I'm like going through this intersection. There's no one around. I'm in the hood. I'm in the hooty hoo. I see these two dudes hop out of the car and just start running off into the middle distance. And I'm like, what the hell? And I'm looking at these people are like, there's a guy and he's like, oh, my neck. And I go like this. I roll my window down. I'm driving like a piece of shit, like Saturn, like a Saturn, if you even know what those are. And I'm like, hey man, you can't lead the scene of an accident. You can't lead the scene of an accident and say fuck you nigga, fuck you motherfucker, what? And they're running away. They're just running away. And I'm like, what? You can't do that. They're like, man, fuck you nigga, fuck. And I'm like, oh shit. And then I'm sitting there and I'm like, I have a lot of weed on me. Let me get the fuck out of here. And I just left. Because I had to. You gotta leave in situations like that. What if the police pulled up right then and they were like, hey, you're an eyewitness. I need to get a statement from you. And I'm like, well, and I explain everything to them, and they go, hey, we thank you for your time, and excuse me. You smell like weed. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. No, officer, please. No. God, no. Why did I help? It shouldn't be this way. I'm the lightest of them all. Ah. So ridiculous. Dude, I got 5 people in the chat. Hey, thank you so much for hitting those thumbs up in there, man. That makes me so happy. So happy. You guys got any? Hey, go ahead, drop something in that chat, man. Drop something in that chat. Let me see what you got. We're going 90 days no fap. That was what we started the top of this with. 90 days no fap. That's the first thing I'm talking about right there. Now, this is the one thing I want to also say. If you smoke weed, you have to not smoke blunts. Blunts are stupid. If you smoke blunts, you are not conservative. You are not a conservative person. See, I just lost a viewer right there. That's great. Now that's really nice, real nice. I just think blunts are a waste of weed. See, when I smoked weed, I would smoke teensy weensy gravity bongs. I hope you know what a gravity bong is. See, a gravity bong is when you get like a little ratchet. You know what a ratchet is? Some of you guys don't know shit about tools and stuff. You're not manly men, god damn it. They're like, it's that fucking thing that does that. That you take a ratchet piece and then you get like a soda bottle cap, right? Like a Gatorade bottle, and you like melt a hole and you put this ratchet piece in there. You put weed in the top of it and you put it on a bottle and you screw it like this, and then you light the weed and you pull it up, and it's sitting in this basin of water, and it creates this like vacuum, and it fills this chamber with marijuana. You unscrew the top and then you inhale as you push down, and all this weed smoke. It goes. Oh, you know? Oh, you know, huh? Oh, good. Good. I'm glad you know. You inhale that shit. That is pound for pound the best way to smoke weed. You're not wasting shit. If you don't have a vaporizer, of course, if you have a vaporizer like a volcano, which no one has, you know a guy that had one, and like you went to his house once, but it's not like you know a guy who's got a volcano. So you'd smoke grabs. So that's what I used to do. I used to smoke grabs. And this is the thing: these dudes would be smoking blunts, and I'd be like, "Dog, I don't want to be like sharing a blunt with you. You wetting it all up and stuff, and it's you know, it's just like some people want to throw like too much tobacco in it and shit. And I'm like, that's a spliff, bro. That's not even a blunt. First off, and they always gotta go buy a blunt. Like it's never like a dude's got a blunt. They always got like, yo, I gotta go get a blunt. And I'm like, motherfucker, you never prepared. I roll around with my grab. I'd like have my grab in like shit. I can't even reach it. It's not worth me reaching for. I'd have my grab in like a bag, like one of those little basketball bags you'd wear. Like you see those little teenagers that go to the gym, and it's just like a little knapsack with a little cinch. And I'd have that, and then that'd be wrapped up in my like comedy bag. So like if I needed to pull a grab at any point in time, I could just do it. That's what I'd be fucking with, man. But these dudes, they want to smoke a blunt. You guys gotta go buy a blunt. Fucking stupid shit, man. Stupid. Oh, What is it? Why is it that shit, man? I don't even want to talk about it. Has any? Do I got any racists out there? Put a one in the put a one in the chat if you're racist. Dude, this is the best chat. This is the best one I've ever done because the last time I did it, this guy was like, "Where are you from, man? You black?" And I was like, "I'm Chinese, black, Indian, and Jewish." And then the guy goes, he goes, "Chink, nigger, Haji, Jew." And I was like, "Oh," and then he just goes, "Jew, Jew, 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 Jew," and I was like, "You really don't like Jews, Jesus, dude, so rough." So this is the best one. I haven't had anybody come in here and call me gay. That's that's great. That makes me happy. That Oh, here comes one. 9001. What is that? What does that mean? Oh, dude, what does 9001 mean? What about this? Do you know this one? This is boobs, right? There you go. You got boobs right there, bro. 8008. I heard that is it 8080? I think 8080 is something for neo-Nazis, right? That's pretty much I'm pretty sure that that's what that is. The guy who actually made the movie Hoax, it's a documentary. He was banned from Amazon, and this guy said you're a Nazi. He called the guy who made the movie a Nazi, and then the guy retweeted with a comment to the guy who accused him of being a Nazi. He says, "I'm a Nazi. You have your name and then 8080 directly in your tag. I'm a Nazi." That's funny. I saw him do that. And I was like, let me retweet that. Not that I support like any of that type of stuff, but just God, I see that shit, man. Hey, let me ask you this: Do you guys do you guys have any online relationships with any sort of women who have OnlyFans or have they're like dominatrixes? Any of you guys have that? Because there's a couple of these characters out there online. I know you've seen them. And they have these relationships, well, with these guys. And it's kind of sad, right? There's actually there's these guys, and they just, right now, they're spending their money. They don't have jobs right now. I mean, most of them probably don't, right? They're not necessarily even incels, and they're just sending these women money. They have these registries. Have you seen this stuff? It's crazy. It's like a wish list of things that they want. They'll like want lingerie, and then the dude will buy her lingerie. She will never bone this guy. Nope. How dare you? How dare you not have that experience that I've had? How dare you? You need to have a relationship with a porn star, bro. Shit, have I taught you nothing? God. Okay. Hey, you know what you need to do? Put the link to the Twitch stream from Saturday into the super chat right here, dog. The top chat. Put it in there, Spencer. Por favor. Okay, so a couple years ago, I was on Twitter, and I was more heroic than I am now. I have more to lose because I have a few more followers. So I went and I was following Larkin Love, and for whatever reason, she wasn't following me back, but we would go back and forth. And if you know who Larkin Love is, she's a very busty porn star, and she's got one of those, like, yeah, like that gothic kind of appeal. She's very attractive. She does like MILF kind of stuff now, I think, at this point. She does like that, like, I'm your aunt or your aunt, whatever you want to call it. So I was talking with her, and I was trying to be suave, and she was kind of going back, and she kept trying to like put me into this like weird like submissive role, like verbally, and I was like, no, dude, like not dude, but I was like, no, I'm not liking this. And then this other dude, the kind of guy that I'm talking to you about, he slides in sideways, and he's like, if he won't do it, I will. I'd love to drink your bathwater. I'd love to suck on your toes. And I'm just like, oh, dude, you're totally hijacking. You're cock blocking this cyber chat, bro. God, I hate these dudes, man. I never, I never talk to women online like this because I think that's bad. I think that's bad. I think it's bad to chat with women who are porn stars and like have OnlyFans pages and stuff like that. I think that it's bad to like become that submissive, like you're being super beta. Like you have an opportunity to not be beta when you have your online profile and everything, and these guys go in there and then they beta the fuck out, and it's super bitch mode. It's just like oh, I just assume that's the quiet guy who goes to the strip club alone 6 nights a week. That's the yeah, absolutely. That's the dude who's God, man. That's the guy who's got nothing. Oh man. Somebody was like whenever you hear your friend go, I think the stripper likes me. You gotta like be like, give me your wallet, bro. Give me your wallet. I care about you, man. Now he can stay home for sure. Dude, I heard that there was a 68-year-old woman on OnlyFans who's making $18,000 a month. Yep, she's 68 years old, and she's making $18,000 a month on OnlyFans. I'm not trying to say that she's ugly. I'm just saying, what is going on, dude? Like, why are you doing that? Why is she making that much money? I don't even know what OnlyFans exactly is. I don't know exactly what it is because I've never gone to one of those sites specifically because whatever. But I think like, man, it seems like, you're not even you gotta like, what, can't you meet somebody? I think what they want to do is they want to have the ability to kind of have some control over the situation. What? What? And I can't even get $20 for a set at Summers. Dude, dude, you can. You gotta book that show, bro. You gotta book that show. I've told you, Spencer DeMolke is a stand-up comedian, everybody. And when we go back, when the world comes back to what it was, it won't be the same world anymore. But when the world comes back, watch this guy. He's a funny young cat. He's a funny young cat. He's my dog, and he's a funny young cat. Yeah, these guys that go in and they want to manipulate like this situation because it's like if they like they'll put like, here's $5, and then they'll be like, yeah, like take off your top, and then she takes off her top, and they're like, ooh, bling, because that's the only way that they can do it. They're never gonna have that control with a woman like that in real life if they weren't using money. See, they can have that with like a prostitute, but they might not have they just might not have the ability to like go to that place and actually like set aside the time and whatnot. But they can do it from the comfort of their own parents' basement, whatever the fuck. But yeah, absolutely nuts, man, absolutely nuts. Hey guys, this is 75 minutes. This has been my longest live stream. I could keep going. You know what? I'm going to stop it right here. It's been so much fun. Dude, I'm going to be doing this every single day at 2 o'clock. Tomorrow, we're going to pop back and we're going to do more live stream. Thank you for interacting in the chat. You made it awesome. You made it awesome. Please remember to hit the thumbs up button. Please subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Hit me up. Leave something in the comments, whatever you want me to talk about in the future. I really, really appreciate you just hanging in there, listening. You give me a lot of energy. This is so much fun. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Follow me on Twitter, all that good stuff. I love you. Peace. I'm still here. Let me turn this thing off. I'm going to be like awkwardly doing this for a second. Thank you guys one more time. Follow me on Twitter, all that good stuff. Hit me up wherever you want to hit me up, and we'll talk. Thank you guys again. Peace!